when Mindy Thomas, treasurer of the Village of Maple Rapids since 2000, received the $3,339 CARES Act check in September, she didn't even know what it was.
The check first came, we didn't even know what it was for, to be honest with you. Had gotten very little notice it was even coming. I started researching what we could use the money for and that kind of stuff. And there were limits on what you could use it for. There was quite a bit of limitation.
The CARES Act was passed in March 2020. It sent $5,800,000 in federal grant money to local municipalities last fall. Money that had to be spent on necessary expenditures incurred due to the public health emergency, such as payroll for public safety and public health personnel or personal protective equipment. Maple Rapids and a few other local municipalities sent it back.
It couldn't have been in our budget before, so it had to be a new expense. And then if you read through the whole Public Act information, which was pages long, there was limitations there too, as to what you could and couldn't use it for. I contacted even other local treasurers that we work with from time to time, and we couldn't find any expenses that we could, the only expense we had was our online meetings, and that was minimal. So, I took it to council and we decided it probably wasn't worth the paperwork.
Had there been looser restrictions on what the grant could have been used for, Thomas said the village would have used it for government payroll and to cover the loss from residents' unpaid water bills since the pandemic began.
We still have people who haven't, because we can't turn their water off, they're not paying their water bills.
Clinton County Administrator Controller Craig Longnecker was the deputy administrator for the county when it received its 4 CARES Act grant payments, totaling more than $1,300,000. The county spent the money on law enforcement and emergency dispatch operators, public health, hazard pay reimbursement, and supplies such as personal protective equipment and disinfectant. It returned $19,000 to the federal government.
The criteria was very strict, and you needed to identify payroll reimbursement that provided additional safety and was related to the public health crisis. So we identified what we could, and that's what was eligible.
Reporting for Fox 47 News from your neighborhood in Clinton County, I'm Lauren Shields.